Hello everybody, it's Lazel here with another Magic the Gathering EDH deck tech. Today we are looking at Edgar Markov. He is the Vampire Tribal Commander himself as a 6 mana 4/4 with Eminence. Whenever you cast another vampire spell, if Edgar Markov is in the command zone or on the battlefield, create a 1/1 black vampire creature token. He has first strike and haste, and whenever he attacks, put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire you control. While working our way towards Edgar, we will flood the board with tokens and other powerful vampires to have an explosive turn when we can bring him out. We want to play cards like Captivating Vampire, a 3 mana 2/2, and other vampire creatures you control get +1/+1. You can tap 5 untapped vampires you control to gain control of target creature. It also becomes a vampire in addition to its other types. Claveleno, First of the Blessed. 3 mana 2/2, and whenever we attack, target attacking vampire that isn't a demon becomes a demon in addition to its other types. It gains when this creature dies, draw a card and create a tapped 4/3 white and black vampire demon creature token with flying. This is a great insurance if the board is about to be wiped, or if we have any sacrifice synergies to draw even more value from our vampire tokens. Sanctum Seeker, 4 mana 3/4, and whenever a vampire you control attacks, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Elender, the Dusk Rose, 4 mana 1/1 lifelink, and whenever another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on Elender, the Dusk Rose. When Elender dies, create X 1/1 white vampire creature tokens with lifelink, where X is Elender's power. Bloodladder of Aklazoth, 4 mana 2/4 flying, and if an opponent would lose life during your turn, they lose twice that much life. Maybe not own theme, but very powerful in this deck is Mondrag, Glory Dominus, 4 mana 4/4, and if one or more tokens would be created under your control, twice that many of those tokens are created instead. For 2 white Phyrexian and 1 generic and sacrificing 2 other artifacts under creatures, put an indestructible counter on Mondrag, Glory Dominus. Not only do we double our tokens, we also have a sacrifice outlet on the battlefield. Let's play a few more cheaper vampires to create a bunch of tokens with Edgar. Charismatic Conqueror, 2 mana 2/2 Vigilance, and whenever an artifact or creature enters the battlefield untapped and under an opponent's control, they may tap that permanent. If they don't, you create a 1/1 white vampire creature token with lifelink. Cardinal Vampire, 2 mana 1/1, and whenever Cardinal Vampire or another creature dies, put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire you control. Cruel Celebrant, 2 mana 1/2, and whenever Cruel Celebrant or another creature or planeswalker you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Legion's Lieutenant, 2 mana 2/2, other vampires you control get +1/+1. Knight of the Even Legion, 1 mana 1/2, and for 3 mana he gets +3/+3 and gains Death Touch until end of turn. At the beginning of your end step, if a player lost 4 or more life this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Knight of the Even Legion. Dusk Legion Duelist, 2 mana 2/2 Vigilance, and whenever 1 or more +1/+1 counters are put on Dusk Legion Duelist, draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn. Let's play a few powerful instants, and they shall know no fear. 2 mana instant, choose a creature type. Creatures you control of the chosen type get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. Flawless Maneuver, 3 mana instant. If you control a commander, you may cast a spell without paying its mana cost. Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn. Akroma's Will, 4 mana instant. Choose one. If you control a commander as you cast a spell, you may choose both. First mode, creatures you control gain flying, vigilance and double strike until end of turn. Or, creatures you control gain lifelink, indestructible and protection from all colors until end of turn. Vampire's Vengeance, 3 mana instant. Vampire's Vengeance deals 2 damage to each non-vampire creature and you create a blood token. Boros Charm, 2 mana instant. Choose one. Boros Charm deals 4 damage to target player or planeswalker. Permanents you control gain indestructible until end of turn, or target creature gains double strike until end of turn. Urge to Feed, 2 mana instant. Target creature gets -3/-3 until end of turn. You may tap any number of untapped vampire creatures you control. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on each of those vampires. Let's play some strong creature type sorceries. Kindred Dominance, 7 mana sorcery, choose a creature type, destroy all creatures that aren't of the chosen type. Olivia's Wrath, 5 mana sorcery, each non-vampire gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the number of vampires you control. Patriarch's Bidding, 5 mana sorcery, each player chooses a creature type. Each player returns all creature cards of a type chosen this way from their graveyard to the battlefield. With all of these vampire tokens that we are about to create, we can also play Lich Knight's Conquest. 5 mana sorcery, sacrifice any number of artifacts, enchantments and or tokens, return that many creature cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. You want to win more? You get it. Sanguine Bond, 5 mana enchantment. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. A great combo piece with Exquisite Blood. 5 mana enchantment. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. And one of my personal favorite sorceries, Ruinous Ultimatum. 7 mana sorcery, destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control. Clear the board and swing for the win with your vampire army. Alright guys, these were a few cards that I would play in an Edgar Markov deck. Let me know down in the comments below which cards you would add to the deck, which legendary creature I shall feature next, and then I would say, see you in the next one. Goodbye.